Listen, sometimes before the biggest shift of your life, everything starts to feel like it's falling apart. You look around and think, God, what are you doing? Why does it suddenly feel like everything that used to work is breaking down? But what if I told you that collapse isn't punishment, it's preparation? That confusion you feel, that silence you keep hearing in your prayers, that tug in your spirit that won't let you rest, it's not random. It's the sound of heaven rearranging your future. Maybe you're in that strange gap right now, the place between what was and what will be. You lost something or someone. Doors that seemed so promising suddenly slammed shut. You keep checking your phone for good news, some kind of breakthrough, some tiny miracle to prove God still sees you. And the waiting room of faith is getting louder and lonelier by the day. I know that ache. Every believer at some point stands in that sacred hallway between goodbye and beginning. And you know what's crazy? That hallway is usually where God whispers, "Hold on, I'm building something bigger than you asked for." Let's be real. When God's about to give you something big, the first sign is often discomfort, not gentle discomfort, the kind that wakes you up at 3 a.m. wondering if you missed something. The kind that squeezes your heart and says, you can't stay here anymore, because where you're going, the comfort you've known can't come with you. You prayed for growth, but you didn't realize growth sometimes comes dressed as loss. Think about a seed. Before it becomes a tree, it has to break open in the dark. It doesn't look beautiful in that process. It looks buried, but it's not buried. It's planted. Some of you have been feeling buried by responsibility, buried by debt, by rejection, by uncertainty. But listen carefully. Being buried and being planted feel exactly the same at first. The difference is expectation. If you're buried, you're forgotten. If you're planted, you're getting ready to rise. So maybe this pressure you're under isn't the end of you. It's the soil that's covering the next version of you. I think about Joseph. You remember his story, promised greatness in dreams, but then he's betrayed, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, falsely accused, locked up. From the outside, it looked like his life was going backward. Every step seemed like a demotion, but heaven was weaving something Joseph couldn't see. Every detour was divine direction in disguise. When his purpose finally revealed itself, he could look back and say, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." That's what happens when God is preparing something big. He rearranges your path to match your purpose. And sometimes that rearranging feels like ruin, but it's not ruin, it's remodeling. Another sign? Isolation. People start leaving. Or maybe God starts removing. Friendships that used to fit now feel tight. Conversations that once inspired you now drain you. It's not that people are bad, it's that God is protecting your circle for your next season. Because you can't take everyone into your promised land. Even Jesus, before he performed some of his greatest miracles, sent the crowd away. There are moments when God will gently pull you out of noise so you can finally hear his direction clearly. Don't fight the silence, it's sacred. And the silence can be loud, right? You keep asking, God, where are you? But here's another gentle truth. Silence doesn't mean absence. Sometimes the teacher is quiet during the test. Faith isn't developed when we see God working. It's developed when we trust that he's working, even when we don't. And that kind of trust, that's the soil where miracles grow. Maybe right now your life feels like one big closed door. You've been knocking, praying, fasting, believing, and nothing moves. But listen, not all closed doors are rejection. Some are redirection. You might be banging on a door God intentionally closed because he has a better one a few steps down the hall. But you're so focused on what you lost that you haven't noticed what's waiting. Sometimes God has to let something end before he starts something that matches the magnitude of his promise. There's this moment in Scripture where the Israelites are standing at the Red Sea. Behind them, Pharaoh's army. In front, waves high enough to drown hope. And God tells Moses, "Lift up your staff." The water parts, they walk through, and the same sea that opened for them closes behind them. It's like God said, "Don't look back. What I delivered you from can't follow you anymore." When God is about to bless you big, He closes doors so tightly that even the temptation to rewind is removed. You can't go back because your destiny isn't back there. You're called forward. Let's talk about another sign, stretching. God will start asking you to do things that don't make sense. You'll feel the call to step out, maybe to forgive someone deeply, to start a project, to leave that job, to move, to trust, to risk. And you'll say, "But God, I'm not ready." And He'll whisper, "You're ready enough." See, God doesn't wait until we're completely comfortable to call us. He calls us, and in answering, we become who we need to be. Abraham had to start walking before he even knew where he was going. Imagine the courage to pack up everything just because God said, "Go." That's faith, not sight, not certainty, faith. And yes, sometimes that faith will make you look foolish. Noah looked ridiculous building a boat under a clear sky. The neighbors laughed, but when the rain came, suddenly the faith that looked strange became salvation. You might look a little crazy right now, believing for something nobody sees yet, preparing for blessings you can't explain, but that's the territory of those who walk with God. Faith is doing today what won't make sense until tomorrow. And as you step into that obedience, tests will come, because big blessings bring big refining. You can't pour new wine into old wineskins. If God is preparing to pour something big into your life, a platform, a calling, a relationship, an opportunity, He'll first refine your character to handle it. So don't despise the testing. Don't roll your eyes at the delays. They're shaping your capacity. You can't fly if your wings aren't strengthened in the wind. That's why storms precede breakthroughs. Now hear this. Before the big blessing, you'll often face the counterfeit. It's the enemy's favorite tactic to send a distraction right before your destiny. You'll meet someone who looks like the answer, but drains your joy. You'll see an opportunity that seems easy, but compromises your peace. That's when discernment matters more than desire, because not every good thing is a God thing. Sometimes the easiest path is the wrong one. So if you're being tempted with shortcuts, pay attention. Greatness never comes through shortcuts. And when everything around you starts shaking, don't panic. Hebrews says, "Everything that can be shaken will be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken may remain." If your foundation is God, then the shaking isn't meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal what's truly stable in you. Old habits, false identities, shaky relationships, they fall away. And what's left is truth, strength, and peace that's not dependent on circumstances. God will strip you down to what's essential, not to leave you empty, but to make room for what's eternal. Some of you are wondering, why does it hurt so much if God's got me? Because transformation hurts. Butterflies are beautiful, but have you ever thought about the process? The caterpillar dissolves inside the cocoon. Everything it was breaks down before it can emerge new. That pain you feel, it's your wings forming. The future you asked for is being fashioned inside the struggle you're in. And yet, through all of it, grace keeps whispering, "Don't quit." That's the last sign before something big. Divine endurance. You should have given up by now, but something inside you keeps pushing you another inch forward. That's not stubbornness. That's your spirit remembering the promise. That's your heart saying, there has to be more. And I'm telling you, there is more. That thing you've been waiting on, God hasn't forgotten it. He's just making sure it's mature enough to last. When the promise finally arrives, you'll realize why it took what it took. You'll see why every no mattered, why every tear watered the soil. You'll understand that delay wasn't denial. It was divine timing. God's gifts are never premature. He waits until your heart can carry the weight of what your mouth prayed for. So if you're seeing these signs, If your comfort is shaking, your circle is shrinking, your faith is being stretched, and your patience is being tested, don't assume it's over. You're on the edge. Something big is on its way. Heaven doesn't waste storms. Every trial has a tailwind of purpose behind it. The enemy's chaos can't cancel what God has called forth. Breathe. You're closer than you think. Keep your hands open because what's coming requires space. Keep your eyes lifted because the same God who began the story is faithful to finish it. Don't rush the masterpiece He's painting with your life. It's still in progress, but it's glorious. And when it comes, when the breakthrough bursts through like dawn after a storm, you'll smile through your tears and say, "Oh, that's why." Everything will make sense in the rearview mirror. But for now, trust the artist even when you can't see the full portrait. God's not just giving you something big, He's making sure you become someone big enough to hold it. Remember this, when God is about to give you something big, He first stretches your faith, He first tests your trust, and He shapes your soul to match the size of His blessing. So stand firm, stay faithful, and keep your eyes on the horizon. The shaking is a sign. The silence is a sign. The stretching is a sign. The struggle is a sign. Don't lose heart. Your roots are going deeper right now, and your branches are about to reach higher than ever. The waiting isn't wasted. The pain isn't pointless. The promise is preparing itself even as you speak. And when it comes, you'll know God saved the best for last.